have intermediate students occasionally as well, intermediate level. And they're at the intermediate level because they took a placement exam and placed in intermediate level. But they have had 4 years of Spanish in high school. The upside is I'm the instructor and I know the vocabulary and grammar and I know them as people in class, as students in class. But the downside is they're only hearing the accent of one person, the voice of their instructor. And so it would be better if they heard a variety of different accents from people throughout the Spanish-speaking world. And so that's, to me, the value of Talk Abroad. It's a natural conversation and it's energizing. So they feel like they've accomplished something. And so they're more apt to speak in chunks of speech in class and outside of class. The fear, it eliminates or lowers the fear level. Instead of giving them like before, like 6 sessions, 1 every other week for the 12 weeks, I give them 3 sessions because I'm after quality, not quantity, not checking off boxes that they finished a session, but rather the quality of each session. And they can only improve after several weeks, not every other week, so that there's measurable improvement from what they're learning in class to the Talk Abroad session. So I teach my students, no matter what level they're at, to prepare, not just to go in cold. They know a little bit. I think you do a profile. I can't see it from my end, but the students tell me that they have a profile of the person that they choose, at least their age group, what they're studying, what field they're working in, whatever, that sort of thing. Of course, they know the country and they know the capitals of those countries. So I tell them, okay, you know a week ahead of time that you're going to have a conversation with this person. You have the questions up. You don't have to use the questions that I made if you don't want to. They're just guidelines for you. But you know that they're going to ask you about yourself, so prepare an introduction, explaining to the students, to the class, why are we doing this? What's the goal? What's the purpose? Okay, now we have this other tool for learning language. How are we going to use it most effectively? And your $15, it's not just for those 30 minutes. How can you get the most bang for your buck, all right? So I tell them after they've gotten their grade and whatever for a particular session, and I tell them, okay, between now and the next session, you're not done. I would recommend maybe you might have only 10 minutes, but everybody has 10 minutes that with a purpose, with a goal, you're going to listen to this session again, not the whole thing because you don't have 30 minutes, 10 minutes of it, any place you want, the beginning, middle, end, whatever. And listen for the reason that you're going to listen for. I'm lazy, I'm tired, I don't want to take notes. I'm just going to listen to the conversation part for 10 minutes to see if I can understand it. Focusing on the native speaker, what the native speaker is saying. Okay, another time I have a little bit more time. I'm going to focus on grammar errors because when you're focused on one aspect, it's much easier to identify the problem. If you focus on vocabulary or pronunciation, just but one, and for a short span of time, 10 minutes or more, but at least 10 minutes, and do it every day, then they're going to learn something. Pick up things, not the glaring errors that they learned the first time they heard it, but more minutia, more minute errors. So otherwise, other instructors, it's like they look, did they fulfill, they were supposed to do 3 sessions of Talk Abroad, did they fulfill it? Yes, and they get a check or they get a grade without listening to it at all, without meeting with the student at all. And that's why I say that to me, it's wasting their money. So what I'm saying is that Talk Abroad gives them confidence, self-confidence, because it's not teaching them, the people are not teaching them grammar, they're not teaching them, they might be using vocabulary that they don't know and they can guess in context. But it's not a teacher-student type of scenario. It's more like building confidence, self-confidence, which in a classroom situation is very difficult to do because you have so many people to deal with.